Hey everyone, it's Josh Javitsky from Stutter Life again. I swear it's just allergies. So how was everyone's weekend? I had a pretty good weekend. I went skateboarding with one of my friends until she decided to take a tumble. So we skateboarded for all of maybe 2-3 minutes, and then we had a nice walk because her her hands were all scratched up from falling on the pavement. But it was a lot of fun. I had a request from someone named Noah Kung on one of my last YouTube videos. First request, so that feels pretty good for me to have a video requested out of me that I can try and make and say well for him. He asked me, I quote, "I think it would make a good video on how mentally exhausting living with a stutter is from day to day, in parentheticals. Searching for words to replace words you will have trouble with. Anxiety from public speaking, not being able to say what you plan and want to say." And parentheticals. I feel like many people don't understand this and take their fluent speech for granted. So I definitely agree with Noah. This is something that I've had a lot of trouble with personally. Not as much now. I think I've started to overcome it a little bit, but it really is a mentally taxing feeling too when you're trying to like talk for more than a sentence or two. Like even like right now, always thinking ahead, always trying to figure out which words you're gonna stutter on. So you're trying to figure out what you're trying to say, what you're going to say, along with what's gonna trip you up, along with what you can replace or substitute that word with, and so you don't stutter. And it really is a mentally taxing and stressful kind of feeling because you're doing this all day, every day. I would say that people who stutter might have a pretty good motor working in there just because they're always trying to think about one, two, three things at one time just while they're trying to speak. And then when it comes to the second part where he says anxiety from public speaking and not being able to say what you plan and wanted to say, I think that is another huge stressor. I hate talking to people that I don't really know. One of the most nervous things I've done is asking people for their phone numbers or asking them to like interview them for a story. When I was back in college studying journalism, I was always completely terrified of having to walk up to somebody like, "Hey, do you mind if I interview you or talk to you for a second?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, sure." And I have this expectation of myself that I'm just gonna be able to talk like them and relate with them and, and nail it. Realistically, if I don't nail it, it's probably not because of the stutter in hindsight, but just because we are different people. I'm asking them about something kind of awkwardly, just because interviewing people is kind of awkward. But public speaking is awful. I had to sit on a panel on National Stuttering Awareness Day a couple months ago. I was terrified the whole day. I wrote out a bunch of stuff that I wanted to say because I knew the questions beforehand, so I had bullet points and I could just read off exactly what I thought I wanted to say, and it went pretty well. I know that when I'm in public speaking, I normally do a pretty good job of not stuttering all that much, so it's not really that important to me to stress about it, though it's extremely stressful. I'm not sure if it's more stressful than a normal person though, because a lot of my friends are more terrified of public speaking than I am, but that might just be because I'm an outgoing person. If there's anything you want to add, feel free to add it in the comments, either on the video, tweet at me at StutterLife. You can put it on Facebook, just search StutterLife, and online, www.stutterlife.com. I know I got a subscriber too, so that was pretty cool. If you want to do that, that would make me happy. Then if I ever see you in real life, maybe I'll buy you some coffee or something. We can talk. I hope I did a good job answering your question, Noah, and hopefully you'll see this video too. Bye everyone. I'm gonna go die from these allergies.